To start stitching, I'm going to give you, first I'm going to give you a 5-inch square, and you can use that. You can make a little mural out of it, stitch an embroidery stitch around it, and then put like your message in the middle, or you can make a bookmark out of it. So I cut these in half to make a bookmark. So this, you can cut it to whatever size if you just want like little thin words on there. You can make several bookmarks out of it, or you can just make like a little picture thing that you could give to someone. Okay, after you have done, this is going to be like your test scrap piece that you're going to kind of learn how to do it. And then you'll get, if you have time and you work quickly, I'm going to give you 2 4-inch squares, and that's what you're going to make the beanbag out of. And if you want to, you can put a message on the front of your beanbag. So that will be on these little squares that you'll get after you practice. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm just going to take this little half piece and I'm going to place it in. It needs to, okay, zoom in on this. So the edge of my fabric is actually going to line up with that 5/8 inch line right there and the 5/8 inch line right here. Now, when you do your scrap for your bookmark, it's not going to be a big deal, but when you do it on the beanbag, it has to be lined up this way, or else it will, like your words will kind of go into the seam allowance. Okay, so you just want to make sure that they're far enough in. So here we go. I'm going to just get ready to start my message. And here we go. Okay, now one thing I do want you to notice as I'm stitching is the fabric's going to go back and forth, and I'm just guiding it. Do not force it either way. Just let it, I'm barely touching it to make sure it stays lined up with my seam allowance line. So whatever seam allowance line that you're following, just make sure that it stays lined up, but don't force it forward, don't force it backward. Just let it kind of go, because if you try to force it, it's going to mess up your letters. And then when I get to this edge, if my name's not done, that's going to be a problem. But for the purposes of this, I'm just going to stop it right there. So this fabric is going to end against this line right here. Now what I can do is I can go to the next line and I could finish my name. So what I want to do this time is I'm going to line the bottom of this. So the top of it will line up with the 5/8 line up here, and this edge of this stitching is going to line up with the edge of my presser foot. That's the 1/4 inch seam allowance, and I'll just finish my name. I'll let it finish my name. See how it's wanting to push back and forth? So make sure you're just guiding it with your fingers and keeping this lined up with this. Otherwise it's going to be moving back and forth, but it shouldn't be moving sideways. It only moves back and forth if you're doing it right. And then when it gets done with the message, it will start the message over if you keep going. So I'll just show you how that works. And then I'm going to stop when the edge of this fabric gets to the edge right there. So it may stop in the middle of a letter. It didn't. So you can see it says Holly Hutchings, Holly. And then so I could just keep going on the next line. Until my book marker is full. With this, on embroidery stitches, you never backstitch. So it's an unusual stitch because most of the stitches you would backstitch, but this one you don't. Whenever you're doing embroidery stitches, you don't backstitch. So that the measurement looks good. Okay, and then I'm going to cut one more. I'm going to do one more row. You'll be able to see it. I'll have this in the classroom so that you can come and see it too. Okay. Now, one thing there it is finished. Okay, one thing that that I noticed after is I should have put a space between the holly and the Hutchings. So see how it goes Hutchings and then it starts another H. If I put a space, you could kind of see the separation of the words better. You can either put a space or put no spaces, so it just says the name. It's totally up to you, but this is your practice to learn how to do it. And you guys, this is so exciting. I hope you enjoy this because I'm so excited about it. I'm excited to see what you come up with. So we will see you in class.